Edmonton City Center Airport, where all flights have been canceled today so that 26 stars of the IZOD IndyCar Series can take off. This is round 2 for IndyCar in Canada, and you better buckle up because round 1 2 weeks ago in Toronto experienced plenty of turbulence. In the course of that one chaotic afternoon, it's estimated that all but one car in the field had contact with another. When the checkered flag fell, rivalries were hotter than ever. Teammates feuded with teammates, and Twitter accounts were on overload. Two weeks later, and emotions remain raw, egos still bruised. As a result of one central incident of contact, the championship points lead is at its widest point this season. Welcome to IndyCar Central on Versus, presented by Verizon, where we'll get you up to speed for today's 80-lap race. Let's get more on the track itself from Yad.
And Bob, you heard Justin Wilson mention a big difference in tracks from last year. This is 2010, high-speed flowing corners, but look at the change for this year. Sure, it's the same airport, but you have very long straightaways and extremely tight corners, almost like a street course. Now, see, these are some of the areas. Turn 1, certainly a passing zone. That's going to be the danger zone off the start. Wally has already talked about the heavy braking zones in turn number 5. Here's a section. This is actually the old section of the racetrack. It's very bumpy through 11. Then you get up to 155 miles an hour before a 36-mile-an-hour hairpin that leads on to 170-mile-per-hour straightaway.
Very challenging circuit, and we look forward to all the action that we'll see here this afternoon. Cars now beginning to roll off the pit area. So now all cars are rolling. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race. On the pole, his second pole of the season and second of his career. He won the pole at Iowa on the oval. Now Takuma Sato starts on the pole. Outside is Will Powers. Second row, Scott Dixon and Dario Franchitti, the Target Chip Ganassi teammates. In row number 3, E.J. Viso and Ryan Briscoe.
How about Viso? I mean, KV Racing's got 3 fast race cars here this weekend, but you know, E.J., his best finish was 7th at Texas. A lot of tore-up equipment this year, but these cars have looked really fast. So is EJ. It could be a really good day for him.
Ryan Hunter-Ray and Oriol Servia will start side-by-side in row number 4. Row number 5, Elio Castro-Neves and Canadian James Hinchcliffe. And in the 6th row, Tony Kanaan and Sebastian Bourdais.
While we're talking about KV Racing, remember that Tony Kanaan has already passed 44 cars this year. He likes to come from the back, and he has Sato set up.
7th row, Graham Rahal and Vitor Meira. In row number 8, Justin Wilson and Simona De Silvestro. And as you take a look at the rest of the starting lineup, this race has been won from the pole just once. That was 2 years ago when Will Power drove to victory. The lowest that a winner has ever started was 10th. That was back in 2005 when Sebastian Bourdais took the checkered flag first. Fewest number of cautions, 1. The record for most cautions, 4. That happened in 3 separate years, 2006, 2007, and 2010. We saw there that Paul Tracy, one of the other Canadian, has a long way to go. He'll be starting from the last row in 25th position. Same piece of turf that shares the front and the backstretch. All right, here we go. Cars lined up nicely through here. The leaders come off of corner number 13 and look good here. Takuma Sato to your right. And the green flag is out. Here we go with the Edmonton Indy from City Center Airport, and a great start. Look how close the field is bunched as they head to 1. Dixon gets second from Power. Is everybody going to make it?
Very nice.
Hey, they did. Turn 2 here and 3. Now here's turn number 5, another braking zone.
Lockup. Wow, yeah, Castro-Neves locked him up.
Oh, we see some parts flying.
Tagliani at the back of Rahal that appeared. And Graham Rahal has a left tire going down. You just saw him going off to the edge of the grass. That contact with Tagliani's wing has cut down Rahal's tire.
Graham Rahal suffering.
I'm sorry, I was just going to Tagliani's got some wing damage.
Yep.
The right front.
Oh, and 2 cars are spun out here. That would be Paul Tracy and Sebastian Saavedra, and a full course caution. Well, they made it through turn 1 okay, but not through lap 1 okay.
And that's a big break for Ray Hall and Tagliani.
It looks like that there's quite a bit of damage to Paul Tracy's car, so one of the Canadian favorites will be an early out here.
Like that.
Let's see what happened to Tracy. Whoa.
Ooh, wow.
That was actually Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
So Graham Rahal, when the tire was going down, got off and came back onto the racetrack.
And pretty significant contact with Paul Tracy, but Graham Rahal has the helmet off and he will be out of the race. All right, well, off of corner number 13, let's see how the first restart of the afternoon goes here at Edmonton. Again, Takuma Sato on your right, and Scott Dixon is on the outside of the racetrack as they get the green flag, and Sato will lead him down into turn 1. But look at the movement in the back of the field.
Clear, all clear, all clear. Right there under corner now. Under corner.
So far, so good in turn number 1, but it was turn number 5 that we saw the action
Good job, Tucker. Good
on
job.
lap number 1. There's Sebastian Saavedra. He was somewhat involved in that incident with
Power up to second.
They get through it.
everybody through cleanly. This is the third race that Sato has led both this year and in his IndyCar career. He led at Brazil and from the pole in Iowa.
You know, on a track like this,
See, that's what I mean. You know, you wait for someone to do something like that.
There we go.
wait for the mistake.
There you have it.
He's got a half a second later on the brake pedal.
And Sato was on the button. Sato got on his button
They're
defensively.
both locked up.
And he's
They're
going to lose
couple
two spots.
Yep.
How about that?
That's all you got. That's what you wait for. Somebody make one little mistake and everybody pounces on them.
Exactly. And the track grip here has been so low, you could hear, you know, when they both went to the brakes.
Boy, they're
down
almost
on the bottom.
three abreast into turn number one, and Sato does now fall back to third position. He gave Scott Dixon a good battle there down the straightaway, but he falls back to third, and now
Dario.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
Here's a move in turn 5. Got it.
Picture perfect, giving each other room. Not what he wanted, but Graham.
Hang on with Dario. Hang on with Dario.
That's
One
spot
little
on.
miscue and
That's spot on here. And this track, you know, where you saw Sato make his mistakes, right here, turns 10, a quick right-hander, 11, 12, this next sequence, it's so bumpy and so rough, and it's so easy to make a mistake.
Out of the blacks and the reds, so it's pretty much your bias the same on the brakes, or does it change if you go to the blacks?
I ran it the same this morning, and it was pretty good. Very consistent. You know, generally what happens on the older tires is the brakes start to wear, the rears will want to lock up. But I think that's something that you can manage over the race distance without a problem. And, you know, certainly with these straightaways, you have a lot of time to adjust those things and change the brake bias if need be.
And normally, if you're going to go to that, like if you're going to go to like a little bit more rear, are you just turning? Is it just?
Oh,
Serbia.
Serbia's of the tires and a full course caution. Just made a pit stop.
At turn 6.
Here's a replay. Alex Tagliani is trying to
Conway.
get to
Conway.
Oh, yes,
Mike
right.
Conway.
Mike Conway.
ooh, yeah.
Wow.
That wasn't going to work.
And Serbia is moving once again. Looks to be okay.
Oh, there goes
Whoops,
the rear
there goes the
wing.
rear wing.
He was just thinking, you know what? I think I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
I had this happen at St. Pete. That's never a good situation.
Pit lane will become very, very busy here in a matter of moments. Here comes the field through turn number 13. We're going to begin our pit coverage with Lindy Thaxton as she will be watching the pit stop of the guy running fourth right now, Takuma Sato.
And all three KV pits right next to each other. Could be tricky. I'm told Sato will take black tires and get a tire pressure adjustment, hoping to help with those brake issues. Down to you, Kevin.
Leaders will come in the same position with pit selection as they are running in this race. Power in the first stall. Dixon is right behind him, and then Franchitti after that. Power will change to the primary black tires. Right in front of Scott Dixon. Let's see who's going to win this important race off pit road. Power is the quickest and followed by Dixon. And then Franchitti is just barely going to be out Ryan Briscoe to the cone to hang on to third place.
There the position changes on the Sunoco race off pit road. Sunoco, proud manufacturer of ethanol. So Castro Neves gains 2 positions. Viso loses 2. Briscoe up 1. Sato down 1 to 5th.
We saw Hinchcliffe. There he is.
Yeah.
Now, he couldn't have run out of fuel, could he? Would it be that close?
No, he should not have run out of fuel.
Okay, when they get you restarted, go round 1 time before you come into the pits.
I don't believe he's lost a lap yet.
Yeah.
Which is why they would tell him to go ahead and close that gap, because they don't want to lose that lap. Now there's your answer. He didn't run out of fuel, otherwise it would not have restarted.
Go around 1 time and then come into the pits.
Understand the race control is reviewing the situation regarding Mike Conway, who had the contact with Oriol Servia.
We just need to close the gap.
We'll await the decision from race control. Hinchcliffe is moving once again. There is Mike Conway. Let's try it again. Conway to your right, Tagliani to the left. Then comes Power, Franchitti, Dixon, and Viso. And here we go. We are green this time. And again, a lot of movement throughout the pack. Look at this.
Yikes, Batman.
This doesn't look good.
Still 3 wide.
All clear, all
Boy,
clear.
Elio's caught in the sandwich, isn't he?
That's fun, isn't it, Graham?
That's some good driving there. To not have any problems, I'm pretty surprised.
When it works.
Well, wait a minute.
fun.
We got to get to 5. This is where we've seen a lot of action. And there we go.
There you go again. Viso.
Yeah.
Viso into Dixon.
That was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Conway's off too on the outside.
Everybody gets through 1 so clean, and then they get down to 5 and unplug their brains.
It's it's so hard to explain. I mean, it's just there's such a lack of respect, it seems.
But isn't it too, Graham, though? I mean, it's funny. You sit in the driver's meetings, like, give each other room, give each other respect. But if you see an opportunity to take, a couple of positions here, guys are going to do it. I don't care, and there's
Dixon's going wide. He's going wide onto the inside of the curves because he had contact with Viso. He's trying to nurse the car back to pit lane.
We are not under a full course caution. There's Anna Beatrice with damage. Kevin.
We got stuff all over the track now, Kevin.
Mike Hull said your tires are okay to Scott Dixon, but Dixon said there's water in the cockpit and my butt is on fire. So he's coming in right now. I don't think he means literally on fire, but it's not comfortable. He is very hot in the seat right now.
That's a broken radiator.
Set up here, Scott. We'll take a look at it here.
Viso got into the side of him where the radiator's located, Kevin.
We got no water pressure here, Scott.
Dixon in. Let's watch and see what they do.
I think he'll be unbuckling and getting out.
Yeah, they're just going to stop and take a look, and there was the signal to shut it off, so another championship contender is going to see his day end early.
Stay in the car, Scott. We're going to roll you out of here now, right away. Just leave it the way it is. Let's go just on these tires. Let's go to the truck, change the radiator. We'll come back out if we need to.
Okay, as you can hear, they are not done for the day. Mike Hull and the crew are going to try to fix this car, but their chances of winning are done. But they will try to get back out and score some points. They've got a big cushion on 3rd in the championship, so they might be able to maintain that here today and give themselves a little bit more of a cushion moving forward. But it's going to be a long repair.
Okay, now if we can stop it right here for a second, I want to highlight something before Dario. Can we stop here? Well, just keep an eye on Dario Franchitti. That was an amazing piece of driving for him to not make contact while you see E.J. Viso. And on the outside of the racetrack, watch Mike Conway. He goes off on the exit.
This is Will Power.